Hi, everybody. Welcome. Nice to see you. I know a lot of the people in this space, so that's exciting. My name is Reem Labib Tyson. We are co-hosting this event with Alina Liao, and I'm going to just briefly share about the Coach Collective for those of you who aren't familiar with us. I'm going to introduce Alina, and then we're just going to get this thing going. So let me share my screen with y'all. So this is our story. I'm going to share the mission of the BIPOC Coach Collective. Our mission is to create a brave and authentic space for coaches to connect in order to grow their businesses, advance professional development, and elevate our voices globally in the coaching profession. We were started as an affinity space in 2020, and we've grown to a membership space officially in February 2023. And there's several people out that are here that are members. And so welcome members and welcome visitors and guests. And this also wanted to share our vision with you. So our vision is the BIPOC Coach Collective aspires to be a leading global community where BIPOC coaches thrive, innovate, and lead, fostering a culture of inclusivity, belonging, and excellence in the coaching profession. We envision a trusted network that elevates diverse voices, empowers authentic leadership, and drives transformative change, redefining the future of coaching worldwide. And with that, thanks, Alex. And with that, I am excited to have Alina here. I'm going to share her bio with you. And I also want to share that Alina, how long have we known each other since COVID, right? Like maybe 2020 at this point. So I think I've had the pleasure of knowing Alina for quite some time now. Alina makes these awesome journals, and I'm going to share mine with you too, just so you can see what they actually look like if you don't already have one. But let me go ahead and share a little bit about Alina. Alina Liao is a proud daughter of immigrants and a mental health advocate. Alina is the founder of Zenit, a radical wellness company with the mission to make wellness accessible to everyone. Alina makes custom wellness journals and provides healing-centered journaling workshops. Alina also has an art and wellness shop and event space in DC called Made with Love. So if you're in DC or adjacent to DC, you should check that out. Prior to Zenit, Alina co-founded a nonprofit where she provided mental health coaching to youth of color exposed to trauma. Outside of work, Alina is an avid practitioner and kids program teacher of capoeira, an Afro-Brazilian martial art. Alina holds a Master of Business Administration and Master of Arts in Education from Stanford University and a Bachelor of Arts in English and Economics from Yale University. And with that, I do have to show you one of my journals. So I have many of these journals, but all my clients get these journals. And Alina and I have partnered where she actually puts my logo inside. So all my clients and friends and family and anyone actually gets these from me. So with that, Alina, I would love to make sure that you have as much time as possible. The one thing at the end before we close, I will share a feedback form so we can make sure we give our speaker some feedback. Alex, do you have anything to add before I pass it on?
No, just all y'all enjoy. Thank you for attending. I know it's been a heavy week, and hopefully this will be a way to process the different things that have happened or are going to happen. So thank you, Alina, for dropping by and serving us.
Okay, Alina, I'm handing it off
Oh,
to you. Thank you.
so is this record? Are we recording right now? Oh, we are. Never mind. You're good, Alina. My bad.
Thank you. Well, hi, everybody. It is really great to be here with you all today. Thank you, Reem. Thank you, Alex, for creating this collective and inviting me to join you all today to provide this session. And really, thank you, everyone, for joining. I want to acknowledge, yes, like this has been a heavy week for a lot of us with the election, and then, of course, life still happens. And so just want to acknowledge you all for taking the time to be here, doing something for yourself, for your well-being. I know that taking that time out of your regular day for your well-being can be a fight sometimes. So again, just I hope you acknowledge yourself for doing this. So I just want to start in our hour together, it's about using journaling as a tool to support our well-being. And I want to say upfront, I am not here to tell you how to feel or how not to feel. I am not here to tell you what you need. Really, I'm here to hold a space for you to connect with yourself and to explore and honor your own needs. And so I invite you to just use the space however you need. Be comfortable. If you want to grab a beverage, you need to get up and stretch anytime. If you want your camera on or off, really just be true to your body, your heart, and what you need throughout the session. I welcome interaction. If you have questions, comments, anytime, you're welcome to put them in the chat. You're welcome to, raise your hand and, unmute and share what's on your mind. We're going to do some journaling together. And so if you want to use it to process the election, use that. If you want to process things outside of the election, use that, right? I just really want to emphasize the spaces for you. And so in terms of the structure, I will start by just giving a brief overview about journaling, some of the benefits of journaling, different ways to approach our journaling. And then we'll do 3 rounds of journaling. And in each round, I'll present some prompts tailored to a theme. And then I'll share my screen, present the prompts, and then play some gentle music in the background, and we'll actually journal for about 5 minutes here on the Zoom together. I'll keep time. I'll tell us when to come back. Probably 2 times. We'll also pause and go into small breakout rooms, which will be a space to just connect and share in a more intimate setting, whatever you'd like to share. And so journaling is personal, so you're not obligated to share what you wrote about. You can just share how the process was. You can share what's on your mind. If you also just want to sit and just like be still together and breathe, that's perfectly fine as well. And then of course, I like to leave room at the end for questions. Does anyone have any questions before we dive in? All right. All right, so let me share my screen and I'll get going. All right. So I'll start with the benefits of journaling. And, I also come to this with my own experiences with healing and wellness and journaling. And for me, journaling was actually a struggle for quite some time. If, you already are an avid journaler, or maybe you've tried it, been on and off, maybe you've never done it, you're welcome to put that in the chat because I'm sure there's quite a diversity of experiences with journaling. So I myself, I had long struggled to journal, even though it was one of those things I knew would be good for me. My therapist, recommended I journal. But then about 5 years ago, right before founding Zenit, I was just going through, really, really kind of challenging time with my mental health, coming out of a couple toxic relationships. So I was actually really prioritizing my mental health for the first time in my life and gave journaling a try. when I tried journaling again this time, I came up with a few prompts that were specific to what I was working on, things that seem to come up quite frequently in my conversations with my therapist. And they were, what serves me today? How am I honoring what I want? What am I learning? And just having those on the page made it a lot easier for me compared to a blank page. And over time, through the journaling, I was able to not only get consistent, but also really make insights into, what I needed to move forward in my wellness journey. So I see some folks have shared, I'm a journaler. I have lots of journals, but not for healing, just notes. I gratitude journal daily. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. So, in terms of some general benefits of journaling, it can be a space for us to process and release emotions. Often, we'll start with what's kind of on the surface level, but then as we journal, it's like peeling back the layers and we can dig deeper, and really honor all our feelings and feel them and move through our feelings. As we are able to journal more consistently and build a routine, it can also help us build self-awareness into what our thoughts and feelings are, and then why we feel and think those things. And once we build that self-awareness, knowledge is power. It can help us make insights and realizations that help us make positive changes in our lives, that help us just live the life we want to live, help us, continue to honor our full selves and be true to ourselves. I do encourage, if we're physically able to journal by hand, there are some benefits to that as well. When we journal by hand, it slows us down. In fact, sometimes when I'm rage journaling and I journal really fast, I then kind of feel my hands start to ache, and I remind myself to actually try to slow down. When we journal by hand, because it is a physical thing, it builds our mind-body connection, which also helps us kind of internalize the insights we make. Or even as, we're taking notes, doing it by hand, it can help us kind of remember those notes. In terms of different ways to approach your journaling, and this again, if you are a journaler and you have, different tips or ways you approach journaling that make it easier for you, please, again, feel welcome to put them in the chat. One way to journal is free stream of consciousness. And with this, it's really whatever comes to mind, write it down as it comes to mind. And then this way, journaling is a practice in mindfulness, helping us build awareness of our thoughts and feelings. And it also means that in your journaling, you might jump around a lot, go from this thought to that thought, and that is perfectly okay. Another way to approach journaling is to journal in lists or bullet points. There have definitely been times where my journal entry is just 3 quick bullets or 3 words, but even that can still be helpful. And then another way is to journal in the form of writing letters. You can write letters to someone in particular, to yourself, to the universe. You can write letters to anyone or anything, and this just can be another way to express what's on your mind, what's in your heart, and get it down on paper. And then I have a few reminders I like to just put out there that might help get past blocks, like writer's block, or just, barriers you might hold to journaling specifically. And these are kind of based on what I've experienced and what I've heard a lot of other people say. So remember, your journaling is not about your writing. I've heard people say, well, I'm not a good writer, so I don't know if journaling is for me, but it's not about writing. You're not writing an essay or a blog or anything that, this is purely about expressing yourself naturally. Sometimes I journal the way I talk. That can be another, way to just have it flow more naturally. But yes, it's not about your writing. No one will read your journaling. You don't even have to reread your journaling. It's just pure expression. And similarly, when you journal, there are no right or wrong answers, no supposed to's of what you're supposed to say. So even as I present prompts, really, these are just prompts. They're kind of jumping points to give you, get some inspiration or kind of get you going, but they're not homework questions. So if you end up choosing a prompt, writing about it, but then writing about something totally different, that is perfectly okay. In fact, that's probably where you needed to go. And so it's important to just go where you need to go in your journaling. And often when we do that, that's where we make those kind of insights, sometimes unexpected insights. Another reminder is be vulnerable gently. So journaling can have us be require us to be vulnerable with ourselves, right? Like especially when we're journaling more about processing our experiences, thoughts, and feelings. It can kind of pull us to go there, acknowledge more difficult feelings. And so there's a level of vulnerability involved with yourself. So again, just, I want to acknowledge you all for being here to engage in the process and engage in that type of vulnerability. And so I say, be vulnerable gently because this is self-guided, right? In your journaling, you can move at your own pace, try to be aware of the feelings that are coming up for you as you journal. And in that sense, you can go slow, you can kind of tiptoe. I've had people tell me, I don't know about journaling because when I journal, I'm going to see the changes I need to make. I don't know if I'm ready for that, which is real. So you can move at your own pace based on just what you're ready for and what you want to focus your energy on at this time. So before I now go into the actual journaling, does anyone have any thoughts or questions? Okay. So, this is my thing. Before we journal, I want to advise just all take a collective deep breath in and release. So just where you are, you can close your eyes or open them and just nice deep breath in and release. All right, so this is the first set of prompts, and these prompts are focused on journaling to process our feelings. And I like to start with this because when it comes to journaling for our wellness, our feelings are so foundational. We all have feelings as human beings, and so we need to process our feelings. But I understand that even that, checking in with how you feel, expressing how you feel with yourself or to others, even that can be hard. It could be that we feel like there's no time, right? We're just going about our day, focused externally, things happen, we have feelings, but there's no time. Let me push those feelings aside. And it can also be that, you know, there's long been a stigma around mental health, and part of that is a stigma around feelings, a sense that feelings are weak, or I'm not supposed to acknowledge my feelings. I'm only supposed to, make decisions based on like my rational mind, but feelings are a part of that, are part of us. And so for our health, for well-being, we do need an outlet to process and express our feelings. And then our feelings are also information, right? They tell us what we need. They help us get in tune with our intuition. So that is why I like to start with the feelings journaling. So there are 3 options here. I'll read each option and then I'll play some music and we'll journal. So option 1, one feeling I'm feeling. Where is it coming from? So with this, sometimes, we feel a lot of feelings. So it can be hard when someone asks how you're feeling to even respond. So with this, just focus on one. You can describe that feeling in detail, talk about where it's coming from. Another option here is then, even if you want to write about multiple feelings, you just go one at a time, right? Option 2 is, if my feelings were part of nature. And so this can be another way, right? Sometimes it's hard to think of the exact right feelings vocabulary word. We don't always have, a feelings wheel to refer to. But with nature, there's infinite things to draw upon, right? And it could be more fun. It could be more easier for some of us to approach this kind of more creatively. Are your feelings like water? What kind of water? The wind? There's a lot to draw upon there. And then option 3, what's weighing on me? And with this one, sometimes it's easier to just journal about that. What is weighing on me? And then by writing about that, I'm able to identify and clarify what I'm feeling about it and what my feelings are. Okay, so now I will stop talking. Go ahead and choose one prompt. We'll go for 5 minutes. I encourage you to try to keep writing the whole time, but if you get to a stopping point, stay present, maybe just take deep breaths, be still, and I'll tell us when to come back. All right, so I'm going to move us into the next journaling round with the next set of prompts. And then after that, we'll do some small group sharing. So for now, we just did our first journaling. So we can just kind of shake out the wrist, shake out the hands, get a little movement in. Can do a stretch. We've been sitting together for half an hour. All right. And you can continue doing your stretching, moving around as I go into the next set of prompts. Screen share. All right, so these next set of prompts are focused more on using journaling to understand what your needs are. Have you ever had someone ask you, well, what are your needs? And you're like, I don't know. I have. So again, 3 options. Go ahead and choose one, and we'll go for about 4 minutes of this. So option 1, what serves me today? And with this, try to be really specific to what serves you kind of today, right now, in this moment, because our needs change over time. And part of, what it means to really just honor our wellness is kind of building that ability to moment, just kind of monitor and understand, well, what serves me right now? And having kind of just journal about what your feelings are, that can help us then dig into, well, what serves me today? And with that, you can write about it in detail. If it's, go outside, you just write about what being outside you want it to feel like, what you see, what you feel, what you hear, what you smell. This is also one where you could make a list of just multiple things that, will serve you. Option 2, dear blank, I need you to. So maybe if it's more, exploring what you need of others, this is using that letter writing to dig into that. Option 3, dear me, it's okay to. So this is a letter to yourself. And with this one, it's okay to. This is a way to give ourselves permission, to acknowledge what you need and give ourselves permission to honor that. Sometimes that's our barriers. We don't feel we have permission to acknowledge, express, to honor, to embrace what we need. And so this is a way to get there. Any questions? All right. All right, so we'll go for about 4 minutes and then I'll bring us back. go for 1 more minute. All right. So bring us back. All right, so at this point, I'm going to send us into breakout rooms. And this is, again, a chance to just connect and share. We all have our own wisdom and expertise we bring to the room. So often, in the sharing, you can kind of give and receive inspiration. So in terms of sharing, you're welcome to talk a little bit of what you wrote about if you want to. You can and you can read an excerpt of what you wrote. And again, you also don't have to share anything that you wrote. You can just kind of share. You can also just share just how that was for you. All right. So let me, I'll just randomly, let's see, we'll have 3 to 4 people. 4 minutes. All right. It's 2 people. I'm going to, I can join.
You can join room 4 and I'll pop into room 3.
Okay. All right, it looks like we're all back. So we have one more round. So let me share my screen again. Okay. So with this last set of journaling prompts, this is about working through any kind of really internal barrier we might have to whether it's take care of our wellness or just honor all of ourselves, be true to ourselves. These are kind of affirming journaling exercises. And I mentioned rage journaling, where it's like journaling because we're upset. We need to get it out. And then there's also another way to use journaling is to, be that voice of kindness and love. Tap into that inner wisdom that we all have, and kind of strengthening that voice. So option one, I am worthy of. And with this, you could write one thing and write about that in detail. You could also write in lines where every line is an I'm worthy of line. Option two, for my blank, I choose. So coming back to that place of agency, right? I choose. What do I choose for myself or, for my family or for, you fill in that blank. And again, you could write about one thing. You could also have every line for my blank, I choose blank. For my blank, I choose blank. And then option three, my ancestors are whispering to me. But this one, I kind of imagine my ancestors just like right here by my ear and writing from the voice of my ancestors. When you do that, um, you're also writing from your own voice, right? Because your ancestors are part of you. All right, so we'll go for about 4 minutes here. Okay, so now, for time, I'm gonna leave it open at this point. If anyone has just comments, questions, thoughts, observations, insights, you'd like to share. If there's anything that came out of your journaling that you found helpful or affirming, a line like an I am worthy of line or two that you'd like to share as well to put in the group, you're welcome to do that. I know that, with the time folks are dropping off, so for members of the BIPOC Coach Collective, there will be a promo code for any products off my Zenit website that will be shared in the Slack. But yes, I see hands raised. So Darius, go ahead.
One thing I appreciate the not having to be in the left side of my brain for some time. Most of the time, of course, we all live our life making decisions and doing that kind of thing. And I've been doing a lot of academic research and writing and all of that. So logic has been very much present, while in reality, emotion has been present and navigating in relationships because they're not logical. So I appreciated taking this time today to really just blah and not worry about having to edit, because often we have to when we speak we're even editing. So and that's one thing, I think it was Hemingway or somebody said, the writer and the editor should never sit down together because they just fight. So I appreciate not having to fight in this writing exercise, and the prompting of journaling, because I haven't been in this place in a while.
Thank you for sharing that, Darius. I like the way you put that, to just blah. And we all need that, yeah, as human beings. Anyone else?
I can't figure out how to raise my hand right now.
Oh,
I can't
yes.
find the button, so I'm
Go ahead.
raising my hand. I just wanted to say thank you, Alina, for sharing your wisdom and giving this space today, prompting us to journal. It's been much needed deep breath for me personally, and I kind of echo what Darius and probably others are saying and feeling around the exercise. So just wanted to express thanks to you and the organizers here.
And thank you for joining and engaging in the process. Angela, go ahead.
I want to just kind of piggyback off of what Jerry just said and just say thank you. I just wrote and published a book, and one of the things that I've been saying has been I didn't know why I could not write the poetry that spilled out in 2019. I could not type it. It had to be written, like it commanded to be written. And so when you just said what you said earlier about the reasons for that, like you literally given me one of the whys after all of that. I have them on barf bags on the airplane, on napkins, the back of envelopes, every place but a piece of paper or in a computer. It just would not come out in those times. And I thank you then for just sharing your knowledge and giving me some aha to that for myself. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Angela.
Alina, I want to say thank you. I think for those who came in the beginning, I said Alina provides all my clients with journals. I personally have one of her journals here. I have many, and I don't use them for this purpose, but I did today. So I feel like I can make an effort to do that further. I don't know what that looks like yet, but I will try. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Reem. And just to that, I like to share really quickly before ending just a couple tips on keeping the journaling going, because we don't always have this blocked out hour, to do all this together. So in terms of keeping up the journaling, one tip is to attach your journaling to a habit you already have. For a good while, I would journal when I had my morning coffee, which just made it easy because I always have coffee. With my baby, I'm trying to find it's more like, oh, once I put her to bed, I'll grab my journal and do some end of day journaling. So yeah, adding it to a habit. Another tip is to start small. So each round we did was 4 to 5 minutes. And so you can see, like, even in a few minutes, you can gain a lot from just putting whatever is in your mind down on paper. It does not have to be pages and pages and pages. And then third is using prompts. If you find prompts helpful, for some folks, just blank page, just write whatever's on your mind. That works, and that's great. If that is challenging, prompts can be helpful. So on my website with Zenit, I have like a menu of prompts. You can choose prompts that go in your journal. I do full customizations. The journals I do with Reem for her coaching clients, they have a prompt, what am I learning? Right. So yeah, just like finding prompts that resonate with you, because journaling is so personal. Any other questions, thoughts? I know that Reem has been putting in the link, I think, to the survey.
Alina, can you just share with everyone how they can, I've been putting your link in, but if people can get in touch with you?
Yes. Best way is to just reach out directly over email. Alina, is that it? This is my email. And then Reem, you can put it in the Slack for members as well. My email is also on my website. I'm here to be a resource for you. Would love to, if you are interested in partnering in terms of journals for your coaching practice as well, would love to talk. And yeah, I just want to, close out by saying thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining, taking this time for yourself. I know it can be a fight. And so I'm celebrating you for doing this for yourself.
So thank you, Alina. If we can just share some love for Alina for holding this space for us today. Thanks everyone for being here. Happy Friday. I hope that you can move into the weekend with a little ease.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you all. Take care.